Hello and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie, and today I have a Christmas card class to share with you. We're going to make 4 fantastic cards. You can follow along and craft with your own supplies if you like, or if you would like to have the kit to make the cards exactly the way I have them, you can get that kit for free. All you need to do is place an online order in my store. I have a host code that I will ask that you use so I know that you want this class. And if you order anything you want from any of the catalogs, and the value of your order is $35 or more, I will send you this card kit absolutely free. I'll pay the postage, I'll pay for all the supplies, the embellishments, the paper, everything that you need to create the cards that I am going to show you today. If your order is $60 or more, I will send you all of the kit pieces, and I will also send you a free package of embellishments. So take a look at my online store. I will put the link for that on Facebook after this is over, and you can just click on that and it'll take you directly to everything you want to see and to all the supplies that go with the things we're going to make today. So thank you for joining me. I am running this card class 2 times, once in the morning and once in the evening, so that if you aren't available right now, maybe you'll see it in the evening, and if that doesn't work, you can always catch it on the replay. I will allow a few days for orders. You can place your online order anytime up until November the 9th, and you will still qualify to get this kit for free. So are we ready to do some crafting? Let me just switch this and we will get going. Okay, so these are the 4 cards. I'll just give you a quick little sneaky peek at them right now, but we will step through each of them. So this is the first one, the second one, the third one, and the 4th one. So there's your little sneaky peek. I'm going to set them to the side right now. This is the host code that you need to use if you are placing an online order, but as I said, I will put a link for that on to this when we finish this. So the class today is going to use mostly the Frosted Gingerbread stamp set and dies. You can get those in the fall mini catalog as a bundle, which means if you order both the stamp set and the dies, you will save 10% on the cost. So that's something to think about. And then look at all these fun projects that they show you in here, and you can always get lots more ideas online, plus your own creativity. So this is the bundle. It is stamps and dies. It does work with our mini stamp and cut and emboss machine, so you don't need to have the big one. We will also be using these memories and more cards. They are a lot of fun as well. So we have some cards using those, and we will be using some of the designer series paper and some of the craft pages. So we're using lots of the things from this week, and then some other items as well. So lots of crafting. Alrighty, let's get started. So this is the first card, and we are going to start with a thick, basic white card base. It's just a standard card base that I am going to fold and burnish with my bone folder. Get that all set up. This card is, this is the epitome of a quick and easy Christmas card, but I think it's really cute. So I forgot to cut my memories and more cards. The memories and more cards are 4 by 6 when you get them. And we're just using a standard card base. So I'm just going to bring my trimmer in here. The 4 inches is fine, but I need to take a little bit off of both. I'm going to take a little bit, just a little bit off of the top And then I'm going to trim the bottom so that it is 5 1/4 inches. If you do place an order in my online store, in addition to receiving the class kit, you will get a full tutorial with all of the measurements that I've used for these cards, along with some written instructions. But you can always refer back to the video as well. So, okay, so I am going to pop this up with some dimensionals just to give it a little bit of wow factor here. Just take me a moment to get all of these the tops off of these. I usually use my my thumbnail to do this, and I broke my thumbnail and it's not quite long enough now. This one is not sticking for some reason, so we'll just replace him. If you're looking for some fun and interesting Christmas cards that are quick and easy, you want to join me for these 3. I'm doing 3 of these online classes. And all of the cards will be easy to make and easy to replicate so that you can make lots of them if you need to. If you have a really long list of people to send Christmas cards to, then you'll like these cards because they, as I say, they are easy to replicate. And I will give you a whole tutorial so that you will know how to do that with all the measurements and the sizes and everything that I've used. So I have a sheer red ribbon, real red ribbon bow that I am going to attach to my card front. And the easiest way to attach bows is with glue dots. So I'm just pressing the bow onto the glue dot, pulling it off of the paper, and then I will stick it down onto my card. And then we have some real red rhinestone gems, and we're just going to add a few of these to give it a little pop of sparkle and shine. I love gems. If you are not familiar with my cards and my work, I love my gems. Everything needs a gem, and when I'm making some masculine cards, I have to sort of be careful that I don't put too many gems on them. So there you go. Isn't that cute? That's the first card. Okay. The second card uses some absolutely stunning paper. Once again, this is from the fall catalog, and this is from the Peaceful Christmas suite. We're not using a lot of the suite for this, but we are using the designer series paper that's down here. And this is specialty paper. It is beautiful. It's all grays and whites and blacks and lots of silver shine. So it is one of my favorites from this catalog, and I have used it extensively. You will see it in some of the upcoming classes that we will have as well, because I tend to use it quite a bit. But for now, we are going to use a piece of it. And this piece of designer series paper actually has a whole row of trees along the bottom and a whole row of trees along the top. So you can get lots of cards out of one sheet of this, but of course you get 2 sheets in every package. The back of the designer series paper always has a pattern on as well. The backs do not have any of the silver foil, but there are some great patterns on the back as well. So it's up to you which side you use. Today we are going to use the shiny side with the trees. Okay, so this is a soft succulent card base that we're using, and we're also using evening evergreen cardstock. for our frame, and I will be using Evening Evergreen ink when I stamp my sentiment in just a moment. So I'm just going to put stamp and seal onto this so we can get it attached. Okay. If you are not on my mailing list, I suggest you head over to Great Stamping with Connie. You will find my website there, and I would love to have you join my mailing list. And that's really the best way to see what events I'm offering, what's going on. I offer lots of events, classes, as well as just, fun crafting evenings and get-togethers. We do mystery stamping. We do lots of things. So check out my website. There is an event calendar there that you can check out, and there is also lots of inspiration and cards that I have made in the past. So there's our sentiment, and I am just going to grab my paper snips and cut this at a little bit of an angle here, just for interest, not for any particular reason, just because I can. And with all of these cards, what I am doing is, it's a suggestion. It's one way that you could make them. I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. Again, if you are placing an order, you want to include some adhesive. The card kit that I will send you, I do not include adhesive. So keep that in mind if you need some. We have Stamp and Seal is a great tape runner. Stampin' Dimensionals. We use lots of dimensionals just to give everything a little bit of pop and add some interest to the layers. So I always recommend those. And then the glue dots, the mini glue dots that we use for adhering bows are also fabulous. And the other one that I use an awful lot is the multi-purpose liquid glue. So those are sort of the four main adhesives that I use. There are others, and you'll see them in some of my other crafting and classes, but those are the four main ones that I use on a very regular basis. So for this one, I am back to the gems. Remember, these are the Holiday Rhinestone Basic Jewels. And there are 5 colors on here: Night of Navy, Coastal Cabana, Shaded Spruce, Cherry Cobbler, and Pumpkin Pie. So they cover off lots of colors. And even if you don't have exactly the same colors on your crafting, you'll find that these coordinate very nicely. So it doesn't have to be an exact match. I could have used these Shaded Spruce, even though I've used Soft Succulent and Evening Evergreen, and they would have worked just fine. But I decided to add some red to my card, so that's why I used the Cherry Cobbler ones. Okay, let's get this attached here. As you can see, these cards come together very quickly. So, and they're not difficult. With the instructions, you should be able to do that. And there we go. There's our second card all done. Okay. The third card, we're going to use some of the Gingerbread, Frosted Gingerbread Designer Series paper, rather than the Memories and More cards. So the patterns coordinate because they are from the same suite, but this is Designer Series paper as opposed to the Memories and More cards. So for this one, we are using a piece of the Designer Series paper. Here is the craft paper that I mentioned. We have a thick basic white card base, and then we have an ornament. And on here, I've used one that's got red and green. This one that I'm going to use for this card is all red. They are actually from one of the sheets of the designer series paper pack. The pack is 6x6 papers. So you get 48 sheets of these. They are all double-sided, so there's some fantastic patterns on the back. This sheet has the polka dots, and then it's got some icing swirls on the back. The dies for this bundle actually match the ornaments and the snowflakes. There's also a bell, and there's some circles to cut out some of the peppermint candies. So the dies match a lot of the images in the designer series paper. If you don't have the dies, though, these are relatively easy to fussy cut. These are very easy to fussy cut, and these are not too bad as well. So you could always fussy cut. If you place an order of $35 or more using this host code, as I said, I will send you the kit for free. And part of your kit will be a full sheet of this paper. So you will be making one of these cards with one piece of it, but then you will have lots of additional pieces that you can cut out if you want to make more cards. Of course, you can always order yourself a whole pack of the designer series paper, and then you could make lots and lots and lots of cards, but I will send you a full sheet of that. So this piece I'm going to put on the top. Before I do that, though, I am going to stamp my image. Or my sentiment. So this is the wishing you a Merry Christmas sentiment. It is from the stamp set, once again. And this is, because this is a photopolymer stamp set, I'm bringing in my foam mat. I use half of a Stampin' Pierce mat, and then I have just covered it with paper in case I'm stamping something where I'm stamping off over the edges so that I don't get ink all over the foam mat that I can't clean. This one, when the paper gets really dirty, I can just put new paper on it. So that's why I do that. And you want to use something that has cushioning, because there is no cushioning on the photopolymer stamps. So okay, there's our sentiment, and I am just going to clean this. Actually, first I'm going to close this because I don't want to lean in my open ink pad. But then I'm also going to just give this a quick clean. And while I'm here, I'm going to go back and do this one that I didn't do before. This is the Stampin' Chamois that I'm using. You just wet it and it will clean your stamps beautifully. It's a very handy tool, especially if you are on the go with your crafting, or you just want something that's quick and easy. This Stampin' Scrub is our larger stamping cleaner, but the Stampin' Chamois is great for cleaning stamps as well. Okay, so I'm just going to adhere that near the top, and then I have a piece of the double stitched ribbon, and I'm going to attach it. On the front by putting a glue dot right about here, because I know that is going to get covered up by the ornament. Sometimes, depending on how heavy the ribbon is, you can see glue dots or adhesive if you put it behind your stamp. I don't know, can you see right there? There's just a little bump. That wouldn't be the end of the world, but I'm going to cover that up anyway. So that's why I put it where I put it. And then I put some adhesive on the back and just fold that around. Flip it over to the front just so I can make sure I'm getting it all straight. Okay, so there's that. Now, the only thing you just want to be careful is that you probably have extra adhesive on the back of that now. So I'm going to attach it to my card base right away so that I don't end up sticking wrong things together. I could also put it on a silicone mat if there's other things that I wanted to do, but I'm ready to put it down onto my card base anyway. So we will just go ahead and attach this. Oh, there we go. We'll find that I offer lots of classes, cards that are relatively quick and easy to make. They're easy for you to replicate on your own. Of course, it's always more fun to craft with a friend. So if you would like to join some of my classes, we do a lot of things together. Everything is still virtual right now. I am hoping to have people back in my craft studio sometime in the future, hopefully not too distant future, but for now, all of my classes are either on Facebook or we do classes on Zoom. And when we do them on Zoom, of course, we can chat with each other. So, okay. So there's the second card. Different ornaments, but they both work. And as I said, if you do place an order and I'm sending you the kit, your kit will include a full sheet of this designer series paper. So you can make more of these with these ornaments and the snowflakes as well. Okay, before we get to the fourth card, I thought I would bring in a couple of other cards that I have made. These were made again with the same stamp set, and I used the Sending You Peppermint Kisses sentiment and some of the candies, the peppermints. So this is really the same card that I have made. I just did it in two different colors. This is Real Red and Blushing Bride. And this is, oh my, isn't that terrible? This is one of the colors. Polished pink, of course, yes, polished pink. And Blushing Bride. And then I've got the beautiful shiny gold ribbon on these. So you will find this ribbon in the holiday catalog as well, or the fall catalog. Okay, the fourth card that we have is this one. And this is a wonderful layout if you are looking to make a number of cards. It's a fantastic way to show off our beautiful designer series paper. This paper is from the Heartwarming Hugs package, and there are some absolutely awesome patterns in this one. I have used this one a lot as well. So it is, there's Mossy Meadow, Real Red, and Pear Pizzazz are the colors in all of this paper, and you will see there's a mainly Real Red. This one has lots of fun polka dots. This is mainly Pear Pizzazz with a little bit of Mossy Meadow. Oh, look, there's another piece of Real Red. Lots of red on the backs of my paper today. So Pear Pizzazz card base for this one. And I am going to adhere this piece of designer series paper to my card base. Oh, we then have some Real Red cardstock, another piece of designer series paper, and a piece of white for our image. And I should have had a piece of white. There we go. Here's my white strip that I am going to stamp my sentiment on. Oh dear, this looks like this one's more narrow than, where did my thicker sentiment strip go? Well, we'll give it a shot on this one. And we'll see how it goes. Perhaps I will be diving into my basic white scrap paper bin. if you do any crafting at all, you have lots of bits and pieces around, and they come in very handy. So the basic white and very vanilla, I keep those in separate bins so that I can grab them quickly and easily, because of course they are sort of the basics for a lot of my stamping. So put that there. We are going to use real red ink to stamp, and this time I'm going to use the bell from the frosted gingerbread stamp set once again, and I've brought in my foam mat once more, right down on there. This is a solid stamp, and sometimes they are a little bit tricky to stamp, but I have had really good results with this so far. So if you stamp and you're not quite happy with your image, just for you, not just for today, I was just, look, I give you two-sided paper. Go figure. Anyway, that is my bell, and I'm going to bring in, this is a Merry Christmas sentiment. This is from Christmas to Remember. I'm going to use the Merry Christmas in there. This stamp set is just sentiments, but there are some marvelous sentiments, and you can use them both on the front of your cards or for the inside if you like to put a sentiment inside your cards. Some wonderful sentiments in there. I'm not sure this is going to fit. I think it'll fit, but it might look a little squishy. Let's see. Yeah, see? And see, here's, I'm not sure it's going to work, but I'm going to try it on the other side, just up a little tiny bit, since my Y was dangling off the edge of my paper. It's just a little squishy. So I'm going to grab a thicker piece of basic white. And once again, back to my trimmer, I'm going to trim this to 3/4 of an inch. The other piece was 1/2 inch, so it was just a little bit small for the height of my letters and my sentiment. There we go. And when I'm doing something like this, starting with a long piece of cardstock is not a bad idea if you don't get your sentiment or your stamping quite straight or quite the way you like it. You have a whole strip to work with. So let's see, this might be a little bit high as well, but we'll start here and see what we have. Oh no, look at that. I'm very happy with that. Okay, so that's good. In your kit, I will send you a nice strip of the basic white, so that if you, like me, sometimes mess up on your stamping, you'll have some extra that you can try it again. And of course, it is two-sided paper as well. So, okay, we've got that cleaned up. This one I cut the sentiment on an angle. Again, similar to the last one. I was just, when I was crafting the last couple of weeks, I got onto a roll of adding an angle. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I use a different edge. Sometimes I just leave them square. Excuse me. Okay, so we are ready to put these pieces together. Whoops. Put my adhesive. You always want to put your adhesive on the smaller piece of cardstock, and that way you know you won't have adhesive on here where you don't really want it. So go with the safe way. Okay, so there's my pieces, and you can put these on your card any way you wish. This one, I put the green at the bottom and the sentiment at the bottom. I think I might do this one up top, just to be different. As I say, when you're making cards, the samples that I have provided are one idea. You can do them exactly as I have shown you, or if you like to switch it up and put your own creativity onto things, that's fine too. There's no reason you can't do that. So it's these are your cards. I always tell people in my classes, these are your cards. Make them the way you would like. It's not that my way is the only way. My way is just one way. It's certainly not the only way. So I'm going to put this at the top here. And I had put these on flat. I think that I'm going to put this one on with dimensionals, just to pop it up. And while I'm here, I'm going to put some dimensionals on my sentiment because I definitely want to pop that up. Okay. The frosted gingerbread bundle is so much fun. When I first saw it in the catalog, I sort of looked at it and didn't think that I was going to get it. We all have to make choices, and that wasn't necessarily one that called to me right away. So I thought, well, I will perhaps not get that one. And then recently had an opportunity to get it, and I'm so glad that I did. It is so cute, and it's wonderful for making cards. The dies are absolutely awesome. They have ones that cut out the shape as well as cut some details. So there's wonderful dies that come in this bundle as well. Okay, I don't think that's quite straight. I don't know about you, but if I put things on crooked, it drives me batty. Unless I make it very crooked, because that's what I'm trying to do. And sometimes that's a great way to, if you can't get it straight, make it really crooked so it looks like that's what you were trying to do, because of course it was. But so I am just going to add some clear rhinestones to this one. I put them on the green paper on this card, but I think I'm going to put them around the bell here, since the bell is kind of in the middle of my card this time, not being at the top. So. There we go. So it's just a little bit different this time, but all the same pieces. And there's your card. So those are the 4 cards that I have for you today. As I said, they are all quick, easy, ones that you can replicate, but cute. And I'm just looking out my window. It's a great day for making Christmas cards, because when we got up this morning, the ground was white and there are big poofy snowflakes falling from the sky right now. So it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, but it's way too early, and this will melt and go away. But for this exact moment, it's kind of Christmas-like. So those are the cards. I hope that you've enjoyed them. And again, if you would like to get the kit to make these cards, I will send you all of the paper products and all of the embellishments that you need to do that. If you place an online order in my store for $35, and if your order is $60 or more, I will also send you a free package of embellishments. So this is the first of 3 of these online Christmas card classes that I will be doing. They are all in November. The next one will be on Tuesday, November the 16th. So I hope that you will join me for that one as well. As we craft again, I will have 4 more cards for you. And then I have another one on Monday, November the 29th. So those are the The next two dates, November 16th and November 29th, if you want to put those on your calendar. And I hope that you will join me and we will make some wonderful Christmas cards again. I guess I could put this back up here now, couldn't I? There, so you can see me as we finish off for today. My name is Connie Douglas. I am from Great Stamping with Connie, and I would love to have you join my mailing list. You can find that on my website at greatstampingwithconnie.com. And if you have any questions or anything that I can help you with your stamping or paper crafting, please reach out to me. I would love to make some new crafting friends. That's all for today, everyone. Thanks and have a great day. Bye-bye.